If you can help government be effective in execution and operational delivery, then that's a great thing.
We believe that trying to get the government to do what the government should do is probably the highest priority.
We all come from a place where we look at government and realize that it has an unbelievably powerful and important role to play in the lives of young people.
FUEL as an acronym actually stands for Feed, Uplift, Educate and Love. So it's all about getting a nutritious meal in the tummy of kids by 10 a.m. So that's gives them lots of time to benefit from that, to be able to concentrate and participate in class, and also in many cases gives an incentive to come to school in the first place.
We became aware of the magnitude of the problems that the country's school feeding system was facing. So it was almost like it was meant to be. The program feeds 9 million children a cooked meal every day or every school day. And it's operational across all 9 provinces.
Ensuring that works, ensuring that the government services to children does what it is meant to do, can have an unbelievable impact on the lives of those children. And I think FUEL has set out to try and do that, to try and help government provide those services.
And it's long been our vision and the view that if you can unblock some blockages, some slightly complicated, some relatively easy, if you can unblock the blockages in government systems, you release incredible resources and benefit for people.
One had to help the system to see how they could make the change. And that was largely how our methodology was born. We've called the methodology MRR, which is monitoring, reporting and responding.
So in very simple terms, it's a process of focusing, agreeing goals and objectives, arranging buy-in, then training around some very simple, highly practical tools so that you have real measured results with the ability to have feedback based on those results, to be able to make clear decisions and have real knowledge as to what is happening, what isn't happening, what is working, what isn't working and why, and if there are weaknesses, exactly where they are and what they relate to. Particularly since Ali challenges everybody, I think in fact requires really everybody to, at the end of the course, start a real practical project. So that was very much in my mind. I was looking for an opportunity and challenge of that sort of nature anyway.
The two of us knew that assisting the government to improve children's education would go a long way to helping them have greater prospects in life. But Charles and I didn't know much about education, so we thought we'd start with something that we knew a lot more about, which was food distribution and food logistics.
FUEL set out to try and engage with the complexities of implementing such a huge, expensive, wide-ranging program to try and improve the benefit that the learners get from this. The key challenge, I think, would be to say that government is a very big, difficult ship to steer in a different direction. With the best will in the world and with fantastic partners in government, it still remains a challenge to change practices over time.
Different provinces work differently, and I think the exciting part of it is that there's a unique problem that you have to solve every single day.
Yes, the methodology is there, but for each and every client, irrespective of the space that they're in, whether it's the NSNP or is the SECD, we don't use one size fits all. It's very different. It's not FUEL coming with the expertise. We build the tools together with our client, because at the end of the day, we want ownership. People should feel that whatever the monitoring that they are conducting, it's not us bringing us in, but it's like a joint effort.
The skills that we were relying on more and more were our change management skills, our ability to design processes that are intuitive, that are simple to understand, to bring accountability within a huge system, but do it in such a way that it's not threatening.
You'd find resistance. The very first time you talk to a person, they feel like, I've been doing this since 1994 when the program started. Some of them will be saying, you know, when we started with the Department of Health, and this is the way we've been doing things. Why should I suddenly come and change?
I just think there's so many people that start lots of very small initiatives, and that may be great. And I'm not saying that that's a thing that shouldn't at all happen, but where people can leverage each other rather than reinvent the wheel, so that 1 + 1 makes 5, rather than 1 + 1 making only 2. That's something that I think we should all aspire to, and that would be my advice as far as possible.
Keep asking yourself, what does success look like? We do that every day. We do it when we walk into a meeting and ask ourselves, what does success look like 3 o'clock this afternoon? It's an incredible ability to zoom in and say, what am I trying to do? Because if I'm not clear what I'm trying to do, well, then I will do it incorrectly.
Figure out what you stand for before you even try to fix anything else. Figure out what grounds you. What are your foundational values? Because you'll carry that into the work that you do. And if you're uncertain about that, then when the boat starts rocking, and you haven't figured out exactly what you stand for, that's when it gets really tough.
What we look forward to is, as we are being drawn into, for the time being within the Department of Education in particular, other huge projects and initiatives and situations of need, so that the methodologies can be replicated.
Success for us is being able to look back in 5 years' time and see that learners are being served a nutritious meal on time every school day, and that the performances that we've helped provinces achieve remain or continue to grow.
To have the real measured results, years and years and years later, where the system has adopted the methodologies and the effectiveness, impacting the lives of millions of children every single school day. That's the biggest inspiration of all.